Like we talked already about in the news, Microsoft wants to install this node tracking option in their web browser, Internet Explorer. And I want to talk a little bit about how does tracking actually work? You know, so how does the whole like technical side? I don't want to go too much into detail, you know, but just that we understand a little bit and get a little bit of an overview about how things are actually done. I also want to talk about why do companies actually track? You know, why do we have all these findings and all these things? You know, so we're gonna answer that question too. And the third topic, I wanna go a bit deeper. Is the dangers of tracking. So I know what can happen to us, what can happen to you, what can happen to me through companies tracking our data, our informations. So it'll be interesting. So let's go on with how does tracking work. To explain that, we need to go a little bit more into the details of the internet. You know, when you send out when you open your browser and you go on, I don't know, google.com. You type in your browser www.google.com, and your browser sends out a message to connect with the server from Google. You know, and they answer you back, and that's how the connection is established. And that is also how like certain requests are being sent. You know, so you as the user or the browser, you request certain informations, and also the server requests certain informations. And that is, for example, how your internet address, your IP, your like your identity on the internet is being yeah, can be communicated to the server. But more toward that another time. The request that is being sent, um, it is also a tool that you can save cookies. I mean, we all heard about cookies, and the informations that um, the server wants from you is saved in a cookie. And this cookie is a little text file, you know, that is saved on your computer. Maybe you heard of that before. And when you have this cookie on your on your on your on your on your hard drive, then you don't have to log in, you know, many times for it. That's a good part of it, you know. That is actually why they came up with that. So you go, you want to maybe check your emails at Gmail or you know wherever, and then you go on the website and bam, it's like magic, you know. You just get logged in automatically. Well, the reason for that is the cookie that was saved on your hard drive, and in that cookie was saved, you know, your login information or certain information that makes you log in. So that is the good part, you know. It gives us, you know, comfort and all these things. But now we come to the bad part, and the bad part of cookies is that you can also save other informations in there. Like I said, you know, there are informations being requested, but also informations can be saved in there. And the informations that are being saved on there, we can't necessarily control them. So, like of course, you know that you just click yes, I want to be stay logged in, and then the next time you visit the website, you just log in, and you don't see what's happening in the background. Well, what's happening in the background is that you know, the server can also save other informations on there. You know, so okay, let's say how much time have you spent on that website? So maybe you've spent 5 minutes on that, or 10 minutes, or 20 minutes, I don't know. So it can write this time, it can write in this cookie. And maybe it can also, maybe you've visited certain sites. You know, maybe you have browsed through the, you know, at Google, maybe you have looked through certain political areas, you know, maybe, oh, you know, you can get political, you know, even like I just painting a picture here. So you're getting interested into, I don't know, Russian spies maybe, you know, or you know, like communism or I don't know what, you know, but you're getting into that, you know, you're getting really into that, and all these things are being logged and written into this text file that is on your computer. So you see, that is like the main tactic that is being used to track what you are doing on the internet. And there are many things that you can write in there, many things. And then, of course, the companies, one side writes it in there, and the other side takes it out there. You know, so maybe Google saves it, and Microsoft takes it out. It probably won't be like that, but just to give you an example how it could work. So one side A puts it in, and side B can take these informations out. So um, and why? But why would they do that? Why would they track certain informations from us? Well, the main reason is like most of the things in life, financial reasons. These things like Google and Facebook, all these great applications. We are used to them being free. But I mean, we don't think about it. Maybe we don't put too much thoughts in it. But actually, why? How can all these things be free? How can like emails be free, and how can Facebook, all these great things that I have on there, how can that be free? Well, the answer is that they're selling informations, and that is not only they're selling them, but they're also using these informations to that you are giving them, and especially in something like Facebook, you have many things that can be collected. Um, I just read the other day that the average user is like 7 hours of a month he spends on Facebook. All these things, whatever he's doing there on the internet, it all can be tracked, and it all creates a profile, a profile of what you are doing on the internet. Of what you like, what you don't like. Maybe on Facebook you go, I don't know, like that's a good one. You go and you have a girlfriend, right? You can change relationship status. So you go, you have a girlfriend. Bam. Okay. Facebook locks that. Then goes on. Maybe sometime later you go, bam, it's engagement. And then all of a sudden on the right side, what do you see? Maybe wedding dresses, or maybe you see advertisements for where you can get married. So all these things all of a sudden pop up. Like it's like, wow, how did they know that? I want to get married. Wow, it's personal advertisement. Personal advertisement is much more effective than if you just throw out advertisement out there to everyone. If you would 100 normal people and you would advertise a wedding dress to them, who would buy that? Maybe one, maybe at the most. Because maybe one. But if you know that the person is engaged, if you know of 100 person that they are engaged, they just got engaged, that they are thinking about getting married, of course, so you can just bam, and then maybe you sell it to 10%, maybe I'm just making up numbers, you see, but just to see where we are going, so maybe they can sell 10%, and bam, then it's like you get a lot of money from that, and you get a lot of it's much more specific, and that is why all these things are running so well, because all of these things are yeah, there's this thing, there's nothing like a free lunch, I think it's an American saying, and we are, for all these things that are on there, we're just not paying with our money, but we are paying for it with our information. And that leads us to my third point, which is the dangers of tracking. I talked a little bit about a little bit of why companies track, but I want to go a little bit more specific in that. And you see, when we register, maybe at a certain service on the internet or at a certain website, we give our names. Many times we give our names or our email address, and it goes on with the zip code, and our address and where we live and all these things, and sometimes we buy stuff on the internet, and then it goes on again. Okay, credit card informations, bam, bam, bam. It is a list that is maybe on one side you only enter your email address and your name, and then on the other side there are your habits, you know, what you like, what you don't like, maybe on a social network. And the third side, like Amazon or so, you know, there are certain things you bought. And then imagine if it would be possible to put all these things together to one. You know, what do we have? We have then a profile of you and me, totally transparent, totally it's like it's very dangerous because they can absolutely see what you like, what you don't like. You know, you didn't answer questions. All you did was you did what you what you want to do. You know, on the internet, you just acted out who you are. You know, and especially if we are behind the screen. You know, I mean, being on the internet is mostly done alone. You know, so I sit in front of my computer and I browse the internet and do whatever I do, but you know, there are not many people, you know, watching with me on the screen. So which means that it is really me and my personality that they can track, which means that it's really, really exact. And the picture that they get of me is very, very, yeah, it's very close to reality. And especially with more and more services and the web getting more and more like twisted and intervened, you know, like it's getting more and more, you can't separate these things anymore. Many times you see, okay, you can log in with your Twitter account or log in with your Facebook account and all these things. So it's a big problem that we have here because yeah, informations are just being shared, and the more even people talk about privacy issues, the more we almost see that it's vanishing. And people, you know, some people think it's like exaggeration, you know, and you know, oh, don't make too much of a fuss about it and all that stuff, you know. But I think it is important to talk about that because it is better to realize all these things before you know we start having problems. So I mean, if we realize that once the problems arrive and they're there, then the profiles they're already on the internet. Then there's nothing we can do about that, you know, because once the information's out there and once we are not protected, then it's very, very hard to get them out of the internet again. There are companies that are specialized on that, and but still, you know, still it is getting more and more difficult to take back what you've once put on the internet. And once they have a picture of you, of who you are, it's hard to get that back. And of course, you know, maybe some people say, yeah, you know, I don't have anything to hide, you know, you can track me, you can track me. That's no problem for me, you know, but I think it is more than just having something to hide. No, you don't have to hide anything in order that you know that you don't want to be tracked, because it is a issue of freedom. You know, one of our basic values, and that is getting more and more um, like it's falling away slowly. It's falling slowly away, step by step. You know, one of our fundamental values, which is freedom, is being taken away step by step by step. And people are not realizing that, and sometimes even supporting that. And yes, you know, it is. I think it is part of our nature. You know, yeah, people are lazy by nature. You know, that's how we are. So I think that we have to be informed, and because we know how dangerous it is, then we will see and act also.